Okay. Come on in. Come on in. What's going on? Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wagwan. Let me turn my notifications off. Ooh, hold on. I apologize for the lateness, but it takes a village to get this show going. We were live already on TikTok. Be sure to follow me on TikTok, guys, at TheKempire on TikTok, also on Twitter and on Instagram. Be sure to follow us there. And don't forget the audio version of our live recaps and so much more, including some special episodes, will be available on Apple and Spotify. So be sure to subscribe to Kempire Radio on your favorite podcast platforms. Okay? All right. All right. All right. Wait, can y'all hear me? Look, testing, testing, testing. I know Mama Ali says she can't hear, so I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Be sure to let me know if you can hear me in the live chat. All right. Okay. Whose birthday twins? Whose birthday? Who's celebrating a birthday, guys? This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. You guys will let me know if you can hear me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. All right. As you can see, we are fully ready for the holidays behind me. Come on now. Okay. Thank you, Belicious. All right. I get nervous when you guys say, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's all right. It's all right. Make sure your technical stuff works before you say it in the chat. Please double check your stuff because that makes me nervous. Like, wait, can you hear me? Please just double check your stuff before you say it in the chat. All right? All right. It doesn't matter. Real Housewives of Potomac. How are you feeling about this season? On our YouTube channel, we've asked you to vote on how you would rate this week's episode. I've heard mixed things. Mixed things, but it's not about what everyone else is saying. It's about what I think, but also what you think. I want to hear what you guys think in the live chat and, of course, replay crew and those of you that are listening on audio or on the podcast. I want to hear from you. So be sure to hit us up on Twitter and on Instagram and all the platforms to let us know, or in the comment section of the video form of this video. All right. So be sure to let us know. But before we get into any of that, let's get into the holiday spirit. And then let's get into this Real Housewives of Potomac recap. All right. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to make sure things are working. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac in their latest episode. And don't forget, you can hear the audio version of this live recap and some special episodes on the Kempire Radio podcast, available on Apple and Spotify platforms. So, where do we begin? Let's begin with the episode, and then we'll talk about a little bit of what Dr. Wendy Asefo is saying on social media in regards to this situation between her and Nneka. All right? I've been trying to keep an open mind to every new person that comes on the show, so I'm still... All right. So at the top of this episode, we have Ashley, Mia, and Giselle. They're going shopping for their Austin trip. So they're going to Austin because I guess this is where things get weird in Austin. I never heard about that in regards to Austin. Shout out to all of you that live in Austin that watch the program or listen to the program. I never heard that as a tagline for Austin. Is that what Austin is known for? Things are getting weird? Okay. Kay says Nneka's lying about her age. Yeah, didn't she say one age in one part of the show and a different age in another part? I mean, look, we had Mia lie about her age and we forgave her. Or did we? Look, did we forgive her for that? Or we just said, oh, she be lying. She be lying. All right. All right. So we have Ashley, Mia, and Giselle going shopping for this trip. Keep it weird. Austin must be a thing. This is according to Ashley. She's been there once, so she swears that she loves the place and she knows everything about the place. I am so done with Ashley this season. I look at Ashley with such the side eye, and maybe because Dr. Wendy opened up to her and really gave her so much love. Like she poured into Ashley at Ashley's housewarming. And only for Ashley to just be so messy. And I'm thinking, Ashley, you are low down. You are low down. And people have really kind of given you the pass, maybe because you're young or younger than Giselle. Oh, Michelle said, it's keep Austin weird. Why? But why? But why? Anyways, so it's keep Austin weird. I never hear about weird things come out of Austin. You know who should have that saying? Florida. Florida should have keep Florida weird. I never hear about weird stuff coming out of Austin, but maybe now I will. You guys will let me know where that saying comes from. But Florida should have it. Oh, D says, and Austin is weird. I have seen some things. Oh, now I'm going to start doing some research. Shout out to people that watch in Austin, though. We're not judging you. Florida, we are. All right. So, Giselle says that they talk about Karen. Always. Karen is always the subject of conversation for some reason. But for me, Karen is the reason for the season. All right. She is the reason for me to watch this season. She really has saved these last few episodes just because she keeps it light and fun. And she's really trying to navigate between both groups because the groups are very much separated. So I'm really enjoying Karen. Last week, she had me laughing. This week, she has me laughing. She is the light energy. And I know somebody's like, she don't got a storyline. But this is a reminder that you don't have to have a storyline to be interesting and entertaining reality television. Storyline. Yes, you need a storyline. Someone needs to have a storyline on the show to keep the show going. But you also need someone that's going to bring the light energy when everyone's so blasted, So, of course, Giselle's like, Karen's been on the crack and juice all week. What? Giselle always goes dark instead of funny. You know what I mean? So Giselle says she wants to get Karen liquored up during the Austin trip because we know when Karen drinks she gets a little funny. She gets a little funny, but I don't need y'all liquoring up our Karen because y'all gonna use anything she says against her later. See, those are the people that Karen should not drink in front of because they are not your friends. I don't care how long Giselle and Karen have known each other. That is not your friend. She has clearly told you and shown you she is not your friend. She is no one's friend. The only person she's ever really been a friend to is Robyn. That's the only person. I don't even know how loyal she is there. Uh-oh. Shout out to our Nigerian. I did my 23andMe. I'm Ibu too. Look. I did my 23andMe. My roots are in Nigeria. Okay. Star Mania says, as a Nigerian American, Nneka is playing on the cultural ignorance of the cast. Ooh. Look. Ooh. I mean, I keep seeing that comment from a lot of a lot of Nigerians follow me. Hey, Nigeria, I got to get there too. Shout out to South Africa too, because a lot of South Africans watch too. I was just saying I need to do a live show in South Africa. All right. So they end up talking, but Giselle, of course, ends up talking about Nneka. Speaking of Nneka, brings up Nneka's accusations against Dr. Wendy Sefo, and Giselle's like, "Oh, I believe him." She says Ashley says Nneka spoke with such conviction. She believes the accusations too. Mind you, Nneka's accusations weren't accusations that Nneka heard herself. She's hearing it from her cousin-in-law, who's not in a good place with Ivy, Dr. Wendy Asefo's sister. Do I believe that they had an argument? Do I believe that Dr. Wendy did not want Nneka on the show? I do. We see this all the time with these housewives. This is not the first time where another housewife may have known of someone. They don't necessarily are friends, but they know of this person. Because the DMV too, like that whole area, a lot of you know of each other, but you're not friends. So I kind of get where Dr. Wendy might be coming from. All right? I kind of get where she might be coming from in regards to this. We're going to expand on that in just a second. Do I think that Dr. Wendy Asefo wanted to be the only Nigerian on the show? I don't know about that, y'all. Come on now. I don't know about that. But maybe she didn't want this particular person on the show that's from her, you know, her country and her roots and her culture. Maybe. And then we're starting to see. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chai says. Ibu here chiming in. Welcome to the fold, Kempire. Look, my ancestry. I did it. I sound like damn Portia. So Giselle believes Nneka. She's like, oh, she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. She knows what she's talking about. As someone that's worked with thousands of attorneys. All right. Just because you're an attorney, and shout out to all the attorneys, this is no shade, but there are stupid people in every profession, and I've met quite a few of them that were attorneys. Oh, damn. But it's true. And you know I love an attorney. However, Giselle's, she's an attorney. And is she practicing? Oh, no, she said she was practicing. Girl, how's that bar status? Because someone sent me.
Lies! The lie!
Okay. So Ashley says she believes it. She said, Nneka said it with such conviction. Mia says a lot of stuff with conviction too. And she's a liar.
Lies! The lie!
Just saying. Giselle then brings up that the fact that she brought this up to Pastor Holy Whore. I'm sorry, Pastor Jamal. I couldn't think of his name, so I went there first. Sorry. She brought this up to Pastor Jamal. He's like, yeah, you don't want to play with those. That's real. Anyone else thought that was so random that she brought up Jamal in this? Is it because he's a pastor? That's why she decided to bring him up in it, so it gives it significance. Let me tell you something, Giselle. I will never take what Jamal Bryant says with any sort of weight because of his history. His history with you, his history on the show, his history in general. Okay? I know he's a good orator, and people love when he speaks, but he doesn't live what he speaks.
Lies! The lie!
So save me on Jamal said. Okay, Jamal has said a lot. Jamal tells us not to lie, and he's sitting here lying and spreading it wide and doing all this other stuff. Okay, damn. This is not about Jamal. This is not about Jamal. But please excuse, well, you know a demon would know a demon. Oh, damn. I'm sorry. Look, he's getting strays and he didn't even mean it. He said he was never going to be on this show again. Come on. But she decided to, like, you know what, because Jamal's a pastor. She didn't say this part, but she said, oh, I talked to Jamal about this, and Jamal said, Giselle, now I understand why you and Jamal were together, because you're just as bad as he is. Look, just saying. All right. So they're talking about that. Then they talk about how Nneka's husband, Ike, sort of was squaring up to Happy Eddie. Here's the thing. I didn't like the fact that Happy Eddie last week just didn't own the fact that, yeah, I unfollowed you because your wife is saying and doing things about my wife. That's why I unfollowed you. I unfriended you from Facebook. But I will also say this. There is no reason for Ike to get so hot and bothered. Oh, what you gonna say you don't know me? What you gonna say you don't know me? I want to fight me because I unfriended you from Facebook. You want to fight because we did from Facebook? Why are you squaring up because I unfriended you from Facebook or because I don't know you? Here's the thing. I'm sure there are plenty of people on your Facebook that you probably maybe went to school with, but you don't really know. Or you really haven't spoken to them in a very long time. I mean, we know that there's some sort of family connection between Nneka, Ike, and the Yosefos. There's definitely some sort of family connection. They know Lebe. Ivy and Lebe know each other. Lebe was at the Sip and See for Dr. Wendy Yosefo's daughter. So there's a family connection. She may not know Nneka chapter and verse, but she knows of her. I just hate the way that they sort of like played this out. I wish Dr. Wendy would be like, well, I do know her, but I don't know. We're not friends. I'm kind of tired already of the whole, she was clout chasing and she was just trying to get on the show. She was using my name. But I'm already tired of that drama because these things happen, especially on Housewives. And please understand, none of these housewives are friends. Nope. I know you think that they are. None of them are. None of them are. None of them are friends. Sad. So I didn't love the fact that I got so hot and heated with Happy Eddie over the fact that he unfriended him. And some might say, well, no, he got hot and heated because Eddie was trying to act like he doesn't know him. He might know him, but he might not be friends with him. All right? And that's why he unfriended him from Facebook. The same way that Ike allegedly, there's receipts. There's receipts on Dr. Wendy's Twitter that we have Ike unliking photos from the Sip and See on Instagram. So everybody's unliking stuff. Nneka was probably like, unlike these photos. Would you unlike them? So petty, so immature. These people are 40, allegedly, because we haven't decided if Nneka's 35 or 40. But look, I don't judge people for lying about their age. I don't judge people for lying about their age. Look, whatever makes you feel good. Doesn't matter to me. But it kind of makes me go, what else are you lying about, Mia? All right. Speaking of Dr. Wendy Yosefo, we have the scene with her and Eddie, and they're talking about the situation with Nneka. But Wendy believes that Nneka's whole purpose on coming, she believes her whole purpose is coming at her in front of this group. And then they discuss, the producers asked Dr. Wendy, were Eddie and Ike ever friends? And here's the thing, Dr. Wendy, you're not doing yourself any sort of justice on this show and in this confessional, because the humana. And I'm not sure if it's editing. Again, I have to remind you guys, you're watching an edited show. She could be sitting here and giving you an answer, but if they want to make you look stupid, they will cut and paste a situation where you're just sort of like, where you don't have an answer. So I get it. I'm not sure if that's the instance here, but please understand, I've heard they can do that. That's like in their contracts. They could that's why when we see audio from another situation placed in another situation, like they sign over their lives. This is why I would never do reality TV. Nope. I couldn't, because they can literally make you say something that you didn't really say in that particular moment. And I'm not saying that's what's happening with Dr. Wendy, but if that's not what's happening with Dr. Wendy, she is not doing herself any service here by not just being straightforward. I wish Happy Eddie was straightforward when Ike said you unfriended me. He was like, yeah, I heard you were talking trash about my wife. I unfriended you. What? Okay. And I just wish Dr. Wendy would be like, well, she, in her explanation in the confessional, well, there's plenty of people, it's a big campus. You went to school together, but okay, obviously these people know each other. There's a family connection there. Come on. They know each other. And I think Dr. Wendy and Eddie are doing themselves a disservice in regards to not just being straightforward and just saying, yes, we know them. I don't like them because of this, and this. Just be straightforward with it. Dr. Wendy did get straightforward on social media, though. Let's go to the tweets. Because I found the tweets far more entertaining than this episode. How would you guys rate this episode if you had to rate it from 1 to 10? TikTok, those of you that are watching on Twitter, Twitch, all the other places, YouTube. And if you're listening to this on the audio version on our Apple and Spotify podcast, be sure to let us know as well. So Dr. Wendy took to Twitter yesterday. I didn't have any time to blow it up here on YouTube, so I'm just going to read it. All right. If you want to see it for yourself, head on over to YouTube to Dr. Wendy Asefo on Twitter. Okay, on Twitter. So in her first tweet, she posts a screenshot of a text exchange. First, she captions it by saying, "Sigh. I have really been minding my business this season and not reacting or tweeting about RHOP. But this narrative is getting malicious. You say you don't know me, but a year and a half ago, before we started filming, you kept pressing Lebe to ask me to have dinner with you." So this text exchange with Lebe, it says, and this was back in March of 2022. It says, "Hey, love. Hey, love. How are you?" She says, "I'm good, darling. How does your schedule look? I'd love to get together for brunch or dinner. My in-law just moved here from LA, and Bravo's production team has approached her about coming on to a show." All right, so this is Lebe saying this. So did what's the name just move here to be on the show? Okay, I'm just asking. She responds 10 days later. Damn, Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy responds 10 days later. Because if you notice, it's March 19th, this text was sent. And then after, she probably was sort of like, what? 10 days later, Dr. Wendy responds, says, "Hey, twin." I thought you didn't know her, Dr. Wendy.
Lies. The lie.
She says, "Hey, twin, my schedule is nutty. Just let me know some days you're available." Okay. All right. So then Dr. Wendy says in another tweet after, she says, "You say you don't know me, but in this episode, you talk about my daughter's sippancy from 2019. She says, "An event that happened 4 years before you joined the show. So tell me, love, how do you know details from the party if you don't know who threw the party?" She knows you from watching the show. She knows you from watching the show. But a lot of people are also saying some of these tweets that Dr. Wendy posted just confirms that these two families know each other. They know of each other. The only person that Dr. Wendy has not owned is Lebe. All right? Because clearly they know each other. So another fan, Melanated Loner, hey, love it, posts this with the receipts. I love you investigators on Twitter. Melanated Loner Boy says, hashtag RHOP, "I find this interesting. Akena liked these pics from 2020 and now seems to have recently Akena unliked them. Seems weird to do that. Then again could be nothing." So Dr. Wendy retweeted this, says, "Cha." Not him liking the sip and see pictures, then unliking them. Been fans since the beginning. Okay. Like, all right. It wasn't over. She's not done. She was tweeting a lot last night. If you follow me on TikTok, I already posted about this and I talked about this. All right. So Dr. Wendy says this. She posts the date, the actual text message where she was invited to Ashley's party, her Seaside in the City party. So she says, "After the drama at Ashley's event, I came up to you and gave you my number because I felt like they were trying to pit us against each other. You could have called or texted me if you really had an issue, but you went to lunch with Robyn instead and decided to gossip." So this is the tweet that really stood out to me because I felt like, well, if Dr. Wendy did feel that way and she went up to you and she was giving you an olive branch, despite everything else that's been going on, this would have been an opportunity for her to be like, you know what? Let me hear her out. Because maybe we can find a path forward. We can hash out, even in a conversation, this whole how I got on the show situation. But no, she decided to go to Robyn. I know you're a fan, Nneka. I know you're a fan of the show. I know you have seen the toxicity that has been exhibited over the last couple of seasons, specifically when it comes to Dr. Wendy Asefo. So if Dr. Wendy really did go up to you and gave you an olive branch, let's have a conversation, because it's true. We can clearly see it. These women can't even hide the fact that they're trying to pit these two women against each other. You guys saw it from the beginning. The minute you heard problems between Nneka and Wendy, you're like, oh, so they brought on the Nigerian sister, the dark-skinned woman, to go against another dark-skinned woman because they want to hide away from the colorism conversation. Well, now they've opened up a whole other can of worms. That's how ignorant this cast and production is. And I already knew that because I told you I didn't love the fact how they handled the colorism conversation. We already knew the fact that you put it in the hands of the cast who has been exhibiting this behavior, mean girl behavior, colorism behavior. I already knew. I was like, production, come on, get it together. Get it together. So now you went from that to this whole other problematic situation. All right, guys, we're going to get back to the episode. But if you are watching this, don't forget to like the video. And if you're listening to this, don't forget to rate and review our podcast, Kempire Radio, on your Apple and Spotify platforms. So Dr. Wendy wasn't done, though. Dr. Wendy wasn't done because this part is funny to me. Funny to me. So Dr. Wendy posted this on Twitter last night in her Twitter rant. She posted some text messages. So she captions these text messages by saying, "And yes, my sister and your cousin-in-law did have a falling out. One of the many reasons being Lebe Iwu was name dropping me, calling me her cousin to get a BBL." Can you name drop to get a BBL? Can you name drop to get a BBL? She says the whole squad is full of clout chasers. So the text message that she reposts, she says, this is what the text message says, and I'm assuming this is from Lebe. She says, "Hey, Twinny, I need a favor. I'm trying to get a BBL. I'm sorry. All right. My thing is like, don't you ease into telling someone or asking for a favor? Don't you lean into it unless you just really have no coof, right? Don't you just lean into it? Just take your time. Be easy with it. No, homegirl said, I need a favor. I'm trying to get a BBL. I know you posted the doctor that you use, but wasn't sure if you had an in with him. His schedule is booked until next year. That's the emojis. All right. I know surgeons can do add-ons if they know you. What? Add-ons? Add-ons to a BBL? What are you adding on? Oh, like all the other. Oh, okay. Not add-ons. Can you or your assistant please request if they can squeeze me in? I'm throwing Sam a party in February next year, and I need my body to be snatched. What is wrong with people? I'm throwing Sam a party in February next year, and I need my body to be snatched. This is the one. Okay. She then says, I alerted his practice. Mind you, there's no response from Dr. Wendy yet in this response. But she then says, I alerted his practice that I would ask my friend to assist, and they said it's between my friend, you, and the manager to get me in. See, I already would not be friends with Lebe. To be honest with you, if you texted me this type of foolery about trying to get you in for a BBL, so I can get you. No, we could not be friends because my friends would never ask me these types of stupid stuff. You better wait until you're able to get something. She then texts her again in September of last year. Hey, boo, I know you're extremely busy, but it's more like this. But I couldn't resist and had to lobby for an appointment with your doctor by name dropping. Monkey emoji with the hiding of this. So yeah, my appointment got moved up to December. Yay! Did Lebe get it done? I'm assuming. She says, anywho, I ordered your book. Good job, Twinny. Keep making hashtag Team Wendy proud. First of all, Dr. Wendy, this just confirmed that you do know Lebe because you denied her in the episode. But at the same time, I can understand why you want to act like you don't know her. This homegirl was like, okay. Dr. Wendy replies. She says, oh, really? Send me a screenshot of your book order. Wait a minute. Because she said she ordered the book. And then she replies with the emojis. And it wasn't a screenshot of the book order. So I don't know how close these people are or what, but something is suspect. But I do want to address this. So one of her last tweets, Dr. Wendy, last tweets, if you just joined us, guys, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac's last night's episode, but we're talking about the Twitter rant that Dr. Wendy Nneka went on last night in regards to Nneka, Lebe, the family, everything like that. Here's something that I think it's important for us to address, all right? So Dr. Wendy screen caps this, and she says, screenshots this, and she says, lastly, to whomever is saying, she says, lastly, to whomever is paying people or bots to attack my children's social media pages, threaten to harm me and my family, and harass us with threats of violence. This is not okay, and please stop. Then she highlights the threats from one of the Twitter handles. And I've heard about the bots. I heard about the bots last week in regards to bots attacking Dr. Wendy. So one of the tweets, I'm not going to show it on here again, guys. Again, you can see all of this on Dr. Wendy Nneka's Twitter handle. I'm just reading it off, okay? And this is just to let you know what is being said. This is in no way encouraging this type of behavior. So this person, Nick Turner, says on Twitter, Nneka's house versus Wendy's house. Nneka bought a beautiful home for $1.6 million easy. Meanwhile, Wendy needed 3 loans to buy her house. Nneka clearly has more money and is more beautiful. Wendy is Kermit face. See you next Tuesday. Wendy needs her house burned down with her in it. This person then says, exactly, Wendy's the worst. She needs something in her head. You can put 2 and 2 together. Let me tell you something. This is very, very important, and hear me right now. We say this all the time, but I'm going to say it again because it seems to be something that we have to remind people. You don't know these people. This is just a show of entertainment, and I get it. This cast has said and done things that is triggering, problematic, discriminatory, colorist. I get it. You're angry. But please understand, behavior like this will get you locked up. They won't let you out. Yes. And Nneka, because I know people are going to assume that you have done this. And honestly, I kind of believe you would have. Here's the thing. Nneka, you're new. So it's different on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We know that they have, Lisa Rinna had some crazy fans. Erica Jane had some crazy fans. Diana Jenkins, she was new, but she had her means too. So I wouldn't put it past fans to do this themselves. It's not expensive. We've done our homework on this types of stuff. It's not expensive to pay for bots. But Nneka, you ain't that popular. You're Johnny come lately. So if you are involved in this in any way, madam, it is not that deep. It is not that serious. I know you claim that Mama Asef, no, it's not Asefo. Wendy's mama has put your name in a shrine. But girl, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Look, come on. This online bullying has to stop. It has to stop. You can have your feelings about people. This is why you have places, there are plenty of places where you can share your opinions. But threats like this will get you locked up. Keep it up. Keep it up. But it has to stop. But I will also say this, the show production and the network also has a level of responsibility to put a kibosh on this type of behavior and condemn it as well. So I did not like to see it, especially because Wendy's kids are really, really young. And yes, they're on social media. A lot of kids their age are on social media. They shouldn't have to deal with things like that because their mom is on a show. Okay. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Kempire, Nneka is not involved. We can't say Nneka is not involved. Like I said, I don't know who is involved, but I also don't believe that Nneka has fans like that to do stuff like that. But you never know. But I'm also not taking it away from Nneka doing it herself. Just saying. Either way, it needs to stop, whoever it is. All right. Let's get back to the episode. Damn. But I wanted to get into that. I wanted to get back into the episode. All right. So Nneka and Ike go to the OBGYN. All right. Because, part of their storyline this season, they want to have a child together. And she talked about how her family has put pressure on her to have a child as soon as she got married to Ike. All right. So she's like, okay, we need to figure it out. Now she's ready because when they first got married, she wanted to travel. She wanted to enjoy her marriage. Rightfully so. But she says culturally, they even flash back to her mom and her sister saying, so when are you going to have this baby? When are you going to have this baby? So she feels the pressure. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. All right. So the doctor comes in. The doctor, he hears Ike's name and he's just like, oh. He's like, I studied in Nigeria I forgot what town he said. I studied in Nigeria. So he's looking through their labs and things like that. He says there's low volume on this and that, but I'm not worried. You should be able to conceive. He's like, give it another 6 months because they've been trying for like 7 months. Here's the thing. And I said this last time when we watched this episode together on TikTok. I didn't like what the doctor said because he was saying that, there's a high rate of twins in Nigerian couples. There's a high rate of twins. Then this man is like, he says there's also a high rate of fertility and that she doesn't need to worry about it. The way that he said it to her, I was just like, I felt like that was not the way a doctor should be handling this whole situation, using cultural, I don't know if to say stereotypes, but some people do have issues. So the fact that she might be having an issue, which we do not know about yet, or know if it's going to be an issue, maybe in 6 months, we'll know something different. But I didn't like the way that this OBGYN handled sort of like dismissing her worries and her concerns. Oh, you're Nigerian, you'll be fine. Excuse me, doctor. Doctor, no, that's sir. Look, that's not, especially because I felt like it was insensitive to a woman's feelings, especially if she's feeling inadequate or insecure about this whole baby making process. I didn't like how he handled it. I didn't like it. It stood out to me. I'm not even a woman. Just saying. So I didn't like that. But what I also didn't like in this conversation with Nneka and Ike, Nneka kept on making it seem like Wendy controls Happy Eddie. And I'm looking at her interaction with Ike, and I'm like, the way that you speak to Ike is not, she emasculates him a lot on camera. She really does. I don't know if it's just what they've chosen to show us, but I see her emasculate him a lot. At one point, she's like, shut up, stop talking. I'm like, sidebar, why did they give us that edit of Ike's face on sperm? I was like, okay, you editors are getting a little too happy with the editing. I was like, no, please stop. Flashing back though a little bit, Nneka says that she feels horrible about the way the whole shrine conversation came up between her and Dr. Wendy Estefo, and that she wishes that she had spoken to her privately. I was like, remember, these confessionals are filmed after. I was like, girl, yes, I think if they had a side conversation, we probably could have moved forward, and probably would have been nice for us to move forward and not have this sort of what we're having right now between Nneka and Dr. Wendy. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. If you're listening to this, don't forget to rate and review the podcast, Kempire Radio, on your favorite podcast platform, especially Apple and Spotify. All right, let me just say thank you because we did get a couple of super chats, and I do want to hear what you guys have to say. And thank you guys so much for the super chats and the Venmos, the Cash Apps, any way that you try to support. But you can also support by liking, reviewing, all of that, and sharing. All right. So JMW, thank you so much for the super chat. JM says Nneka came in too hot. Definitely think production added sauce to this storyline. Giselle should hush. The church said y'all did witchcraft to green eyes. Yeah, y'all remember those rumors from Reddit? Y'all remember those rumors about Giselle? Just saying. Thank you for the super chat. Tusi, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, can we cancel Nneka? Honestly, I'm still going to give Nneka grace. I think she may have came in with the wrong intentions. I feel like she should have came in more neutral than she did. She came in hot towards Dr. Wendy and already choosing a side in this whole situation. I wish she would have came in sort of like a middle person, trying to get cool with everyone. Because we need that. We need more of that. We can't just have Karen doing this. All right? DV, thank you so much for the super chat. DV says, RHOP recycling storylines. When Wendy came on the show, didn't she say she knew Karen, Mia, and her stolen money? The same thing Robyn told us in season 1. We're going to talk about that in a second. Thank you for the super chat. Shasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Shasha says, Wendy didn't say she didn't know Lebe. She said she didn't know her age because that's her sister's friend. She also said that she knew of Nneka and she ran into her a few times. Based off of that scene, the way that Wendy was acting, it was like she didn't know Lebe. And remember, Nneka says, well, she was at your sippancy and you wanted your daughter to emulate her. And Wendy was still sort of like, because she could have easily said, no, I do know her. But I don't know her age. She didn't say that. Look, we're fair over here. We're not picking a side. We're not like Nneka. SD, thank you so much for the super chat. SD says, you need to understand the ignorance and the xenophobia runs deep with people like Giselle and Robyn. See Jizzy's reaction to Miami girls speaking Spanish on on Ultimate Girls Trip. Ashley is just deflecting from the non-divorce. I know, we haven't even talked about her non-storyline. SD, thank you so much for another super chat. SD says, Nneka lost it when OBGYN wouldn't co-sign with the infertility story. Well, come on. I don't know. I didn't like how he handled that conversation regardless. Naya, thank you so much for the super chat. Naya says, Wendy didn't say that she didn't know Lebe. She said that Lebe was her sister's friend. Well, here's the thing. She kind of, even though she didn't say she didn't know her, she kind of made it seem like she was like, that's my sister. But you had her at your sippancy. Come on. We have to call a thing. You told Lebe you would want her daughter to emulate her. So you do know her. It's not just your sister's friend. Come on, let's be honest, y'all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you like Nneka. It doesn't matter if you like Dr. Wendy. We got to call a thing a thing. You know what I mean? Come on. Let's be honest. All right. Moving on. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We already have almost 2,000 people watching on YouTube. So many of you watching on TikTok and those of you watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. As always, don't forget to like us on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, and follow us on social media. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mr. Bitplayer. It says, Karen carried this episode hard. To be honest, I think if she leaves, the show is done. Giselle cannot mend fences or play nice. For a face of the show, she really doesn't do much for the longevity of it. This is a word. This is a word. Giselle is causing the division. And we talk about that in one of the later scenes. So let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. And happy birthday to Foxy, our King's Guard. Happy birthday, Foxy. She holds us down all the way on the other side of the world, holds us down regardless, no matter what time we're live. She's always here supporting. So shout out to her. Happy birthday. Hope you have a fantastic day. All right. Moving on. Mia and Gordon go to therapy. I'm just going to give you, because I watched this scene twice. And when we watched it together on TikTok on Sunday night, we all were confused. Look, we were all confused. We were like, what is she mad about? So they're going to therapy, and we find out that at one point, Mia had retained a divorce attorney. So the therapist is like, why? Look, why would you, retain a divorce attorney? And her explanation was interesting, but it really wasn't clear because she's saying that Gordon went back to work. As you know, Gordon was voted out by his family of his business, and Gordon is fighting. He's working to make up the money that he's not making from these other businesses, but he's also going to sue so he can get back into this business. All right, or get the money that he's owed for this business. And basically, Mia is complaining that he's not having time for the family. He's working all the time. I'm confused. I don't believe Mia. I don't believe Mia. But I'm a little suspect about this story because we all had a little deja vu when she said that they retained an attorney to fight another situation, the sale that they were doing. He was helping with the sale, and then he was holding on to some of the money for escrow. And apparently he would stop returning their calls, and apparently this man stole the money, and they reported him to the bar, and he was disbarred. Here's the thing, though. Sidebar. And attorneys, you can confirm this in the live chat or the replay crew or on Twitter. It took more than just their complaint to get this man disbarred. We look at Tom Girardi over there in California, and how many complaints did Tom Girardi have before he got disbarred? Years of complaints. This man didn't just get disbarred because of you, Mia. But at the same time, I said, what in the season 1 is going on? Because you remember, this was Robyn's storyline, where the best friend, Juan's best friend, scammed them, and then he took his life. I was like, come on. Anyways, so she says that this attorney stole their money. She then gets emotional. Mia gets emotional because she thinks that the family, she was like, she doesn't want the family. Hold on, let me save this because I see Miss Esquire's in the chat. The family, she doesn't want this to happen to the family. She doesn't want this to happen to the family. She doesn't want them to argue over money and then them take their... Mia, you don't care about his family. Can we just... Come on.
Lies! The lie!
Mia wants to resolve things and get the money back. So her trying to throw this around and make it seem like she gets emotional with no tears, crying with no tears. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't care about this family. First of all, she's also saying, she wants G to retire. Like, you want him to retire, but then you also want to have money? I said this in my quick recap on TikTok. I need to know the name of this attorney so we can Google schmoogle to verify Mia's story. But if you live in that area, you probably already know the story. You probably already know who the guy is. All right. Look, all right. Let me just save this. Nelly, thank you so much for the super chat. Nelly says, funny, Nneka picked a side, but also Wendy picked a side when she started on the show and had a serious problem with Karen. Good memory. Look, good memory. Still doesn't make it right, either one. Miss Esquire says, and if he was disbarred, it is public record. So where is the receipt? What's his name? We want to know. We want to know his name. Just to confirm. Just to confirm. Okay, we will revisit that conversation in just a second. We will. Tori says, I don't trust a thing Mia says. Me either. Me either. All right, let me, I didn't have any snow going, guys. 'Tis the season. Come on. Come on, 'tis the season to be jolly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. And since we are, since we are in the festive mood, why don't we do a little something for the holiday? Why don't we do a little something? You know what I think we're going to do? Hold on. Let me do a little something for those of you that are watching on YouTube. Hold on. Let's do a little something. Let's do a little something. I think we should give away some memberships. Don't you think? Don't you think we should give away some memberships in honor of the Christmas season? 12 Days of Christmas here on the Kempire channel has officially started. Okay. Okay. So we just gifted 10 folks that are in our YouTube live chat a membership to the channel. So welcome to the membership. There are all kinds of bonus perks that come to being a part of the channel besides, the emojis and the live chats and the, members only events that we have. There's all kinds of things that come to being a member of the Kempire YouTube channel. But if you're listening to this or watching this, you can become a member if you did not win a membership today at teamkempire.com/join. All right. There's all kinds of really great perks. So be sure to check out those perks, including the bonus ones. All right. All right. So welcome to the new members of the channel, and 'tis the season. All right. Moving on. So we had that scene with Mia and Gordon. Confusing. Don't know. I believe everything that came out of it. We already know that there are real issues happening between Mia and Gordon that have been playing out on social media and in the media. So I'm sure we'll get some sort of update. They're not together. They're separated. She's moved on with some other man, apparently. Okay. All right. So the ladies traveled to Austin. Austin. If you're from Austin, be sure to let us know some of the things to do if we were into Austin. Eat, right? Look, eat. Texas is good for eating. All right. So Ashley decides to split the cars up and we can appreciate this, astrological signs. And poor Robyn, Robyn, regular Robyn, has to share a car with Candace. I don't get why they can't get over their issues. I don't get why so I think Robyn is officially done with Candace because Candace was not happy that Robyn wasn't forthcoming with the information about her relationship, because at the time she wasn't married. I just don't see why these two could not get over their issues, because they really did have a friendship. I also don't see why Wendy and Robyn can't get over their issues. You're filming a show. In real life, you don't have to talk to these people, but you're filming a show. You know what I mean? All right. So they split the car up in astrological signs, which I thought was interesting. Karen is talking about her relationship with Robyn. And look, and I agree with Ashley. One thing you're always going to get from Karen is a Karenism, and it's not going to make sense. But this is why we love it. This is why we love Karen. She's going to give us moments that are delusional, don't make sense. And I appreciate it because it's comical. Like, you laugh at her. The same way we laugh at Mia sometimes. And you're like, this woman is ridiculous. All right. Some of you are saying Robyn is childish because Robyn's friends with Giselle. This is why she can't move forward. But she was navigating a friendship with Candace even when I guess Candace still was sort of friendly with Giselle too when they were friends. It wasn't until they were really done with each other that, meaning Candace and Giselle, that Robyn could not foster this friendship with Candace. And the easy way out was like, oh, you talked about my marriage. Karen in these pies. So Karen has a pie metaphor about her relationship with Robyn. And she says, I put half of the pie in the freezer. When Robyn is ready to tell her truth, I will take that half of the pie out. So everyone is just confused. You're like, what? So you and Robyn aren't good? Do you think that Karen's just pulling this out longer just for entertainment value? I don't know if I believe that. So let's talk astrological signs. As a Taurus, like, we will forgive. Not to say that there's anything to forgive here, but we also are not rushing anything in life. We're not rushing to do anything. All right. We take our time. If we had a falling out with a friendship, we got to ease our way back into a friendship. You know what I mean? We got to ease our way back into a friendship. So I can see that's what she's doing with Mia. That's what she's doing with Robyn. Do they really have an issue that's deep or anything like that? No, I think Karen really does not like Robyn. I don't think she ever will like Robyn. You know what I mean? So, of course, she has to come up with some sort of explanation why she doesn't like Robyn, when in all truthfulness, she just doesn't like Robyn. Like some of you just do not like, like some of you who just do not like Robyn. Karen has to come up with some of her own, reasons. So she developed something off the cuff and just like, I put that pie, I put that pie in the freezer, that half of the pie in the freezer. So everyone is confused in the car. All right. So they end up getting to Ashley's room. It's like the penthouse suite. Ashley says that Robyn gets the other penthouse because she's been going through so much. What has Robyn been going through? Oh, because Juan cheated on her and she decides to stay on that in that relationship. Are we supposed to feel sorry for her? He cheated on her years ago. She's still in that relationship. Is she going to get the penthouse every single time? No. But I did love Karen's response. She was like, I will sit here in my cubby hole. And she was like, I would much rather be here in my cubby hole than be in a room that I don't, and know that I don't deserve it. I was like, this is why we love Karen. This is why we love Karen. She's going to say what we are all thinking. All right. Let's move on because we get to this other scene. Was there anything else that I want? Oh, no. We have to talk about the pie analogy again because with the group, they're eating. The food looked good. They're eating and they decide to, I think Giselle was the one who brought up the fact that, your issues with Robyn. And Robyn's like, we have issues? I thought we were done. Even Wendy was just like, I thought you guys had moved on. I thought you were done. And she's like, no, we are not done. We have not moved on. And Wendy pipes up real quick. She's like, oh, okay. We haven't moved on. All right. So everybody is confused. Everyone's truly confused by what's going on between Robyn and Karen. And Karen says she goes further in her analogy of the pie. All right. She's like, I put half of the pie in the freezer. And then I cut that pie in half. And when you start telling the truth, I might take that pie out the freezer. And then she said half of the half. Then she was like, a quarter? Robyn. I don't get what the issue is between them, but I'm not tired of it because we get funny confessionals and quirky moments from Karen, to be honest with you. All right. So Karen says that Giselle has been quiet. So they go into the rooms, they change. We see the rooms. The rooms don't really have views of nothing but construction. They come back down. I'm guessing it's hot because all of them came down sort of like in like beachwear. And Karen points out that Giselle is quiet when Candace is in the room. And Candace says, well, Giselle thinks if she ignores me that I will disappear, but my black ass is still here. But you know what Candace is saying, right? Candace is basically saying that Giselle's hoping that she could ice Candace out of the show. She can't say that, but that's basically what she's saying. If I ignore Candace and I'm not a part of Candace at all, and I'm not, engaging with Candace, this will make Candace irrelevant. However, it's doing the opposite. It's making you irrelevant this season, Giselle. Right? Just saying. And Giselle says that for her own mental space and for her children, she chooses not to participate in conversations with Candace. And Candace was like, well, I find that to be interesting because it was my husband and my bonus kids that were directly affected by comments that you were making about their father and how that affected her mental state and her family's mental state. And I was like, yep. Yep. And Giselle had the nerve. Now she's putting more sauce on this story. Because in her confessions, because she knows she wasn't going to say that to Candace's face, because Candace would have lit her up. She says that Chris made her go into a bedroom and lock the door. I was like, how did the story change? Now Chris made you go into this dressing room, bedroom, hotel room, and he made you lock the door? I'm like, come on now, Giselle. Come on now. You're doing a little too much. Doing a little too, like, I didn't expect that. I was like, wait a minute. He made you do what? All right, girl. Look, all right. So basically, Giselle says that she doesn't want to engage with Candace anymore. And then look, I think Giselle's not saying things that will break the fourth wall. We have to keep in mind, I think the vitriol that was sparked between what Giselle did to herself on this show and people and how people felt about what she did, that she was getting it. She was getting it in the comment section. She was probably getting it in other places. And she feels like that has affected her life. So I think that's what she was trying to say. But Candace is like, well, yeah, some of the things that you've said have ramifications too. In my personal life, but also on social media. Because now there are people that do believe, oh, well, Chris was inebriated that day. Did he do something? Is he inappropriate? Maybe. So then they go to this scene with Robyn and Mia. So Mia decides she wants to have a scene. And Giselle, mind you, said, oh, her and Robyn and Mia are having a conversation. So I felt like this was all a setup to give us this scene where Mia tells Robyn about the lawyer and the lawyer taking his life and taking their money, and she feels guilty about it. And Robyn, they flash back to when Robyn talked about Juan's best friend and how he took the money and then he jumped off the bridge and took his life. So she feels like Robyn could understand where she's coming from. But I'm going to say this, and I hope I'm wrong. But you know, we're body language experts. And their body language, Robyn's facial expressions during this very serious conversation, I believe Robyn's story, her originals, I believe that. But Mia's story, the body language, the awkward smiles during this situation, I was just like, it didn't feel authentic to me. I will just say that. And I don't know, maybe they filmed the scene and they were told to film it again. And that's why it feels inauthentic. I'm giving them grace. But what's the name of the attorney, Mia? Just asking. Just want to, Okay. It felt inauthentic. And I get it. They wanted to have this moment because, of course, Robyn could relate. And Mia saying that she feels bad because she's like, what if, the fact that we reported him to the bar is the reason why he did what he did to himself. And honestly, I can see where you would feel guilt about that. But like I said, if you made a complaint to the bar about this man, it wasn't just your complaint that got him disbarred. Okay. All right. All right, guys. All right, let's get back to this situation. Let's get back to, because Mia and Robyn joined the group. And they joined the group when Giselle says that she believes the rumors or the conversation that Nneka had brought up about the shrine. All right? And she says that she believes it. And she says the reason why she was quiet at pickleball was because of the whole shrine combo. So I don't think that's why she was quiet. I think she wants to use it as an excuse to bring up the shrine combo. All right. So Nneka claims that Wendy's mom did say it. She's like, no, your mom did say it. Mind you, Nneka wasn't on the line when Lebe and Wendy's mom had the conversation. And Wendy points that out. She's like, you didn't hear it yourself. So what are you talking about? So Giselle then brings up Giselle is the one who brings up, well, your mom said something questionable to Mia on social media. And shout out to all of you that are from Nigeria, because y'all were like, because when I reported on this last night, y'all were like, Holy Ghost fire is a prayer. But sidebar, before we knew that it was actually a prayer, when they were getting the confessionals from the housewives, Karen, when they went to Karen, she's like, that's a prayer. Holy Ghost, that's nice. Look. I was just like, Karen just sent me. I was just like, But Holy Ghost fire, and Mia saying that, yeah, I did feel like she was calling the Holy Ghost fire on me. Okay, Mia. You're just going to agree with anything. Like the Holy Ghost fire, the Holy Ghost, that's Christian. Holy Ghost, that's Christian. That's not voodoo. That's not a shrine. And shout out to those of you that are Nigerian. You're like, that's a prayer. That's something that people say all the time within a Christian, Nigerian Christians. And I was just like, I mean, I didn't get voodoo from what her mom said. I didn't get that. Oh. Okay. But all right. I mean, you do know Christmas trees and things are paganism too, right? I mean, people like to pick and choose when it comes to, oh, that's witchcraft, that's paganism. Like all of this rooted in paganism. Tyra says, I knew it when she said it. I was thinking, do y'all know what Holy Ghost is? None of those people know what that is. None of those people know what that is. All right. Let me say thank you. We had a super chat. SD, thank you so much for another super chat. SD says the pastor didn't speak to her about lying. Look. All right. Let me... Miss Misha said, don't pray for me like that. Nigel says, none of these women go to church. Lord. Exactly. Patty says, Christmas and Halloween are originally pagan. But people forget that. People forget that. It's all right. It's all right. All right. So this conversation, Wendy reads the tweet to Mia. And Mia's like, I forgot about this. And she's like, well, Giselle brought this up, so I want to clear it up. And she was just like, this is not voodoo. This is not witchcraft. Which leads to them going back and forth on dates. Your mother called and she had a 52-minute conversation with Lebe and blah, 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 blah. And then she called on this date and that date. Candace is confused. She's like, I can't keep up. There are dates, time frames, and all of this stuff. So they're going back and forth. They're going back and forth, back and forth. Then, as you guys reminded us, when they bring up Lebe and Dr. Wendy says, that's my sister's friend. And she was like, that's your sister's friend? That's your sister's friend? And then Nneka brings up the fact, it's like, well, isn't this a person that you wanted your daughter to emulate? And then they flash back. These producers ain't no good. They flash back to Lebe being at the sip and see for Wendy's daughter. And they show Dr. Wendy. Did they show that in the original episode or did they dig deep? No, I guess they would have told us that this was unseen footage. So we must have seen this. And they show that she does, in fact, know Lebe. But now, look, and I get it. You're like, well, she didn't say that she didn't know her. But the depth of relationship, I know you said that's your sister's friend, but you also praised her at your own sip and see for your daughter. So I don't think she's just your sister's friend. I think she's also friends with you. I think she's more friends with you than you and Nneka. You probably know of Nneka. Oh, they did say it was unseen footage? Because I may have missed that part. They said it was unseen footage. I didn't see that part. But okay. So they were holding on to that footage. These producers do not like you, Wendy. Look. These producers do not like you. Oh, wait, hold on. Sophie says, Kemp, you look like Uche from the Ibu tribe. Who's Uche? From Love is Blind? That's the only Uche I can think of right now. But you guys will tell me. Charlotte says, yeah, it was unseen. Okay. All right. So this is why you guys are here, to remind me of. I can't remember everything. You know, I watched the episode twice. But okay. But the producers, I really don't. After I watched this episode, I was like, Wendy, these producers do not like you. And I don't know why, because look, we only know these housewives off of the show. We don't know these people. We don't know how they are behind the scenes. But based off the edit, these producers don't like you. They don't like you at all. And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, Dr. Wendy, are you not nice behind the scenes? Just asking. Just asking. Look. All right, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the Kempire channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for more past interviews and some of the special episodes that we do on our podcast. But don't forget, you can hear the audio version of our recaps and more on both Apple and Spotify. Be sure to subscribe and rate and review the podcast Kempire Radio on your favorite podcast platforms. All right. All right. So they go back and forth about dates, times, and of course, this whole situation with Lebe, and she brings up the fact that Lebe was at your daughter's sip and see. And the way that it's edited, Dr. Wendy's was like, you're Delulu. You're Delulu. I'm like, is she? And then they dropped the receipt, the unseen footage. They dropped the receipt that, yes, she did praise Lebe at her sip and see. Look, Dr. Wendy, I just wish you would have owned it. This is how you take the power out of people's hands, is by just telling the truth. Just tell the truth. Like, yeah, I know your cousin. I know her very well. Yeah, she was at my sip and see. But what does that got to do with you? Look, what's that got to do with you? And you bringing this. And I really do wish Nneka would have came in more neutral. I really do wish she would have had a side conversation. That still could have been their issue. And maybe a couple of episodes I'm kind of going back and forth. But now it's gone into such problematic and discriminatory areas. And now we're talking about bots and things like that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yazzie, thank you so much for the super chat. Yazzie says, only Kempire can get me to watch a review without watching the show first. Love it. Yazzie, thank you. And send a super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. I mean, I get it. I feel like last night's episodes of Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine weren't good. They weren't good, but we will be recapping Married to Medicine today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to stay tuned for that. The link is now available. So be sure to turn on your notifications. Please make sure that you're still subscribed. All right. Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. Joe says, maybe Giselle forgot about the term Holy Ghost fire because she is still treating the burning fire from what Karen referred to as her hot. Wait, I got to read it clearly. Maybe Giselle forgot about the term Holy Ghost fire because she is still treating the burning fire from what Karen referred to as her hot box. Why are you this way? Joe, why are you this way? I appreciate it, though. I really do appreciate it. Come on. Not the hot box. All right. Hold on. Danielle. Danielle. Wow. Danielle has been a member of the channel for 28 months. 28 months. Danielle says, Wendy tweeted, X'd, we don't even know what to say anymore, this morning her receipts that didn't help her case, but did help Nneka. Yeah, we went through the receipts this morning, earlier in the live. I think it did help her in a way, but I also think it just confirmed that, yeah, there is more here. There is more of a family connection than she was owning up to during the season. I do think that. But I also, here's the thing, and we could talk about this, but before we talk about this, I do want to drop the call-in link for our members first. Let me do that first because I don't have a lot of time because I still need to, no, I already rewatched, but still, I don't have a lot of time. Can I get a little bit of a break? Can I get a little bit of a break between our recaps? All right. So Senior Royals, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you first. All right. And everyone's getting a minute. And that to me is already a lot. All right. Everyone's getting a minute so that we can go through this. All right. Senior Royals, we dropped the call-in link for you. Team, Royal Court members, we're dropping the call-in link next for you. And Team Kempire members, we're going to drop the call-in link next for you. Okay. All right. So here's the thing with Dr. Wendy and Nneka that I wanted to just talk about a little bit. I can probably understand. I don't think that Dr. Wendy wanted to be the only Nigerian on this show. But I think she was probably cautious about this woman that's using her name around town, saying that oh yeah, I know, Dr. Wendy or this and that. I'm sure she told this to producers. And it got back to Wendy, where producers are probably saying to her, like, oh, this woman says she knows you and the family knows you and blah, 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 blah. So Wendy's sort of like, I don't really know her like that. So she's probably hesitant. I don't think that Dr. Wendy wanted to be the only Nigerian on the show. I really don't believe that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I also think that maybe she was hesitant about this woman because she's hearing things. And God only knows what we heard. And Dr. Wendy, I hope you got all of this ready to clear up during the reunion. I'm just saying. Because I'm hesitant too about people. I don't trust a lot of people either. People that, I know him. I know this one. Da, da, da. I'm like, do you know me? So that's all. I'm giving Dr. Wendy grace here because I feel as if, well, maybe she was cautious for a reason. I feel like there's a lot more to this story, and we probably could have gotten to the bottom of it if Nneka had went directly to Wendy instead of being used by the Green Knight Bandits to do their dirty work. And that's exactly what they're doing. We saw them do it last season with Karen by bringing, where was Charisse? Oh, wait a minute. Where was Charisse? I know what you're thinking. We don't care, Kempire. Let's move on. Damn, y'all did Charisse dirty. Y'all did Charisse dirty. Where was Charisse? Just asking for a friend. Bajillion says that production's retaliating against Wendy, and I don't like that. I feel like something's going on. I do feel like something's going on with production and her. Shah says that Dr. Wendy and Happy Eddie are innocent, in my opinion. I mean, look. I don't know if innocent is the right word I would use, but I will say this. I do feel like, and I wish that they dealt with this more head on and just answered the questions directly. Yes, I unfollowed him because of this, this, and this. Yes, we know of each other through this particular person. Yes, my sister used to be really good friends with Lebe, but she kept on hitting us up for a BBL and using our name to get this BBL. Okay, come on. That's why I said the text messages that Dr. Wendy posted on social media kind of gave me the idea of like, yeah, we were friends, but this chick, she wanted a BBL. She's using our name. She's trying to get, like, I wouldn't like that. Like, I'm very particular who I'm friends with. I'm very particular who I'm going to recommend for something because people out here will embarrass you. People will be out here dirtying up your name because of them acting all kind of shady and weird at the doctor's office. Well, Dr. Wendy Aceffo's my friend. You know, she's on Real Housewives of Potomac. She's my good girlfriend. She's my twin. Give me my BBL. You know what I mean? Like, that would be like, I wouldn't like that. So I'm very particular on, you know what I mean? So this is why I say I wonder what was being said and done behind the scenes in regards to Dr. Wendy and Nneka and what she was telling producers and telling people around town. But Nneka does say that in the conversation that Wendy was upset that she was using her name maybe to get into this group. So the group wants to paint the narrative that Dr. Wendy is just, she wanted to be the only Nigerian in the group. And I'm not Xing that out, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if it's just that. I don't think that Dr. Wendy, because I haven't seen that type of behavior, even though production tried to make it seem, oh, you saw how she was reacting to Mia when Mia first got on the scene. But I still don't feel like that Dr. Wendy would be bothered with another Nigerian on this show. But I could be wrong. I'm not saying that because I don't know how she thinks and feels. I don't know her. And neither do you. But I also, my intuition, I'm like, I don't know if that's true. Nick, thank you so much for the super chat. Nick says, where is the budget? Pickle bowls, a hotel in front of a construction site. I know everyone keeps saying this about Potomac. Where is the budget? Mind you, this wasn't even paid by Ashley. We already know that. Ty, thank you so much for the super chat. Ty says, latecomer here, but did Giselle forget that her ex is familiar supposedly with the Holy Ghost fire? And it's time for a recast because this is all stupid. Ty, tell me how you really feel. I agree, though. I agree. I don't know how I've been talking for like an hour and almost 30 minutes. K. Wright, thank you so much for the super chat. K. Wright says, remember when Wendy was mad at Karen when she said that she didn't know her during season 1? I almost forget. You guys have a good... the elephant brain is elephant braining. All right? I wonder if she said she knew Karen before coming in the show. Something to come up during the reunion. That would be a great question. Tweet it to Andy to let him know that you want that to be asked. I'm blocked, so I couldn't tweet it to him. It's funny because it's true. Mr. Melanin Magic, this picture. Thank you for the super chat. Mr. Melanin says, Giselle holds the show back. Giz will start mess, then become a victim when they clap back. She will always be a white Karen with a tan and a hot box. I mean, I think a lot of people do agree that Giselle is not helping the cast move forward because this cast is clearly divided. It's clearly divided. Be Blessed, thank you so much for the super chat. Be Blessed says, Kemp, for background, I do believe Wendy knows Lebe, but in Nigerian culture, when we have big celebrations, we must invite everyone and families and family friends. Yes, I understand it and I appreciate the cultural background, but when they play the speech. It'd be different if Lebe was just there and they showed Lebe there. Then we could understand. But she says Lebe is the perfect mix of, cultural and modern. And like she goes in on the speech. So look, in all fairness, Lebe was more than just, a family friend. Like she, something more. I'm just saying the receipts were receding from production in regards to that. All right, I'm done talking. We're gonna get into some callers. Callers, you will have a minute to share your thoughts on the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok, those of you watching on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, and shout out to those of you that are watching on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to vote in our live chat poll as well. Let us know how you would rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And honestly, it's not good. You guys on YouTube are rating them. This is with over 1,300 votes. You're rating this week's episode between 4 and 7 with 47% of the vote. Ooh, producers, I know you watched. How you feel about that? Sidebar, before we get into callers. Did we get the preview for next week? And in that preview, come on, can we just make a joke? Look, and mind you, if it didn't come from Mia, it probably would have been a lot funnier if it was like a joke between Candace and Wendy because we know there's no harm or, ill feelings. When she says, when they have the crow squawking, and it's just like, that's not your mama, is it? If Candace had said it, we would be like, I just like, oh, wait a minute. Y'all are a mess. Come on. Anyways. Can we just have a little fun? That's what's missing from Real Housewives of Potomac. That's what's missing. Fun. Karen's giving me the funny, though. Shout out to Karen Uger. The Taurus. The Taurus is giving us the funny. All right. Did you guys see Bravo posted an album cover for Karen? And I got to pull that up. And we got to... We got to look at it. It was too funny. I'm going to pull that up. But first, let's get to callers. Let's get to some callers. If I can see the callers. Oh, there we go. Callers, as a reminder, the opinions of the callers do not reflect the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, YouTube, or our sponsors. Okay? Callers, please no derogatory comments, profanity, things of that nature. And please be quick. And please respect the timer. All right, Alex is backstage. I don't know how Alex, always the first one, because Alex is a senior royal. Thank you, Alex, for being a senior royal. Hold on. Alex, what's going on?
You're welcome. I enjoy being a senior royal. Y'all should be too. Anyway, so I have a lot of opinions, not because of this episode. I feel like this episode was a big flop for me.
Oh.
But just because of the total season, and then also you were gone for like the first couple episodes, so I had to harbor my feelings, which I have to let him out now. So I feel like Wendy is upset, and because she does know Lebe, and I feel like she doesn't really know Nneka, but she knows Lebe,
Mhm.
and that it's this constant theme of that family using her name to get things. Lebe is using her name to get a BBL, to get silicone. She's using her name. That would not fly with me. That's not a genuine friendship if you're using someone's name to get silicone. And then she probably, maybe someone told her, maybe she assumed that Nneka used her name, saying that she knew her to get into the show. I would not be cool with that at all. Nneka is going around like a fan, talking to all these people, talking to Robyn, regular Robyn, trying to cause mess.
Damn, a minute
Was
went
that
quickly.
my timer?
Yes.
You're kidding. You're kidding. No way.
Okay, finish your thought. Finish your thought. But you are a senior royal, so I will give you that. Finish your thought.
Okay. I feel like Nneka is going around starting all this mess, and she herself trying to say that Happy Eddie is like a kidnapped man from Get Out. It looks like her husband Ike is kidnapped. She's talking to him awful on TV. This is TV. Even if you don't like him, you can talk to him nicely. And Giselle, girl, you know that you are the face of the show. It is your responsibility, like Karen, to get the cast together. You're acting like Teresa, who is splitting up New Jersey. You're acting like that. You can't do that. If you want to be the face of the show, you want to be one of the stars, you have to be a force to bring people together, not tear them apart. I think that's it. I know I had more, but I'll just have to save it for the next time.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for calling in. All right. We're going to bring up Cameron next. What's going on, Cameron?
Hey, Kempire. First of all, I think I want to spend most of my time just giving you your flowers. I'm a huge fan. I found you during the pandemic. I was in a really low place, all of the things, but your channel is just so funny and so uplifting. I look forward to it, and you're amazing.
Thank you.
I also want to say I appreciate your recaps because you shoot straight, you twerk on the fence, but you don't rant. It's not like an hour of just angry ranting. So keep it up. I love it. Regarding this episode of Potomac, I'm really tired of the Wendy versus Nneka drama. It's really played out. It's really not interesting. But I also want to say this. It seems like um, Wendy and Nneka may have had some conversations off camera, and it looks like Nneka may be going a little bit off the script that they had planned. It reminds me of Lydia and Uche on Love is Blind,
Uh-huh.
like how they kind of had like, let's collude to come up with our storyline, and this is how we're going to play it. And then one person in the duo kind of goes off script, and it seems like Nneka is throwing Wendy off when she makes these statements on camera.
Someone else said that in the comments section. I was like, y'all really think they're working together?
Well, I mean, it's evident that like producers obviously talk to castmates, and now, we're seeing more and more that castmates talk to each other also, right? And like, it's really hard to keep up a lie. And you do want allies in your deception sometimes, especially if, you're trying to save face or say, protect your family reputation or whatever. And of course, with the social media sleuths, like it's really, really, it's that much more difficult. And it just seems to me like Nneka really kind of went rogue and is put, then this is why Wendy, who is never lost for words, is getting tripped up in some of these scenes. But anyways, love you, man. I watch you every day.
Thank you so much, Cameron. I appreciate that. Take care.
Oh, do you
What?
want a holiday card?
Of course.
Okay. All right. I got you, bro.
Thank you. Bye. I love the holidays. Can you not tell? All right. Oh, this is interesting. What happened? Miss Esquire fell out? Oh, there goes Miss Esquire. Hold on. Let me bring Miss Esquire up. I'm glad I noticed Miss Esquire. What's going on? Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Is somebody else here?
I removed
Lord
Alex.
Jesus.
No, you're back. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, how are you?
Honey, I don't know. So let me tell you something, Kempire. Sharice is exactly where she belongs, on the back of a milk carton. And don't you go trying to usher her back up into our screen. She is exactly where she missing. That's her business. We ain't got nothing to do with it. I feel like Occam's razor is my approach to anything that doesn't make sense. The simplest explanation is usually the right one. Nneka and Wendy know each other. They know each other casually. They know each other through community and through family. Nneka wanted to come on this show. Wendy did not see it for her for whatever reason. I don't think it's a cultural thing. I think sometimes you just don't see it for somebody, particularly if you don't think that person is going to be out enemies in this show. If Nneka did not, I think, present herself as going to be immediately loyal to Wendy, I don't see her ushering her onto the show. And I think that's the end of it. And I wish they would just pull back the curtain and break the fourth wall and just talk about that element of it. But that's too much inside baseball. But I don't care anymore. I can't stress enough how much I do not care about this anymore. With Mia, let me say this. It is very difficult when somebody's family loses somebody to suicidal ideation. I don't know how that lawyer's family, if that person exists, which I've been looking for them. I think they were North Carolina barred, according to where the deal is. I haven't found anybody who meets the description of what she has given. But even if there was, why are you talking about somebody's suicide on national television? Because if that was my family member, you and I are going to have a problem. Last but not least, if Chris is looking for somebody to file his civil slander and defamation suit, I'm not barred in Maryland courts, but I know people who are, because he needs to go ahead and do this, because Giselle ain't going to learn her lesson until she got to pay for it. Because what she said was disgusting. It is like she ain't twerking on no fence. She is pee popping across the fence, and I want her down from it. And Chris needs to bring her down. And Candace needs to start playing chess with her and not checkers.
Ooh.
You need to endear yourself to the producers and not constantly make yourself a thorn in their side, because that's what Giselle has over Candace.
Miss Esquire, thank you so much for calling in.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye. All right. I see that we're having a little thing with StreamYard, so I apologize, guys. Let's get to some more callers. Again, we're going to give you a minute. So please respect the timer so we can get through all the callers. We have a long line of people backstage. All right. We got Dewan backstage. We're going to bring Dewan up. Dewan, what's going on? What's your thoughts?
Hey, what's up, Kempire? How you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I agree with you. I thought it was like a 4 out of 6. Really, this whole season has just been, it's been good because I thought they've been trying to bring the drama, but you know, Carlos King on the podcast, or however you say it, he mentioned that like they need to like shake up with, you know, keep the same girls, because I think it's good that they have like the core crew there, but make like Ashley a friend of, you know, because what I wanted from her this season, I loved when she was with Michael because I thought it just kept her interesting. They were always in something. And since then, I mean, all she can do is go around and mess around in everybody else's business. She's not telling us about the divorce. You know, we don't know how she's paying for the house, etc. So, like, those are the things that I want to hear about, not who's Ibu or Ebo or not. You know, like, I think they've lost us there. And I'm surprised that, you know, considering all the colorism, you know, even though this is not colorism, this is xenophobia. You know, but just considering the backlash that they've had in the past, I'm shocked that they would let this go that far. But I'm still going to tune in every Sunday. So.
Okay. Thanks to all for calling in. Safe. Take care. You too. All right. Let's bring up O'Shea next. Hold on, because I'm trying to get through all these callers. O'Shea, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, thank you. It's been quite a long time. I just a quick comment. I do think that the show has taken the routes that New Jersey has, and it's becoming uncomfortable to watch. And as much as in this case Giselle is to blame, but I do think the fans have a big part to play with this. Just like New Jersey, I think there's a big attachment between a lot of the fans and the cast, just as I see in New Jersey, and it's unfortunate that it's turning out this way, since it, you know, it's one of the only all black casts and stuff, and hopefully it gets sorted out soon. And I think though the cast needs to be shaken up. Keeping people for so many years at a time, you know, I don't think it's conducive. I think that the housewives need to be there like for 6 or 7 years, then you take a break and come back. When you keep the same core people, like nothing new comes out of it. Like they've shifted from colorism to this issue, and I'm like, that's not much of a shift to me. But yeah, just my 2 cents on the matter. Thanks.
Thanks, O'Shea. Take care. All right. We're going to bring up, perfect timing, O'Shea. All right. We're going to bring up Shells next. Hold on. Shells, what's going on?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can. Okay, I just want to say that I love you and I listen to you all the time. I found you when you were recapping Miami,
Oh,
Housewives of Miami, and I think it was like the earlier season. So I started with season one. But yes, love you and all your recaps. Anywho, to get to the
thank you.
point, Wendy and Nneka, is it Nneka? I think that they do know each other. I think that they know of each other. I think that is the point here. I think
Mm,
that they know of each other. They don't know each other. And I think that's what everyone's like getting hung up on. But quite frankly, I don't care about any of that. I want to know how come people aren't getting after Robyn and her line and with the whole wand thing. But I think Karen is going to get into that next episode because I seen a preview and she was like, we need to hold you accountable for lying to the whole group because the BS that she said with well, it happened 7 months ago or whenever it happened, and I was waiting for Karen to bring it up, just felt like that was just a cop out.
mm-hmm.
I just we need to hold you accountable, Robyn. You lied, Juan lied, and then I think Karen said it on Watch What Happens Live the other night. She said that she lied for her man. She's going to ride for her man. It is what it is. And that's what Robyn just needs to say, and we'll leave you alone. But I think her trying to just say that she believes it is the problem. And
Mm.
that's it. I hope you have a good week.
You too.
And
Thanks for
yeah,
calling
take
in.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Miss Sharon's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're taking some callers now. As always, don't forget you can hear the audio version of our recaps available on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So be sure to subscribe to Kempire Radio on your favorite podcast platforms. And as always, don't forget to rate and review them. 5s, nothing less than a 5. Thanks. All right, we're going to bring up Miss Sharon. What's going on, Miss Sharon?
Hey, Kempire, how you
I'm
doing?
well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I think I ate some bad food yesterday, and I was paying for it all day.
Oh, sorry. I hate that.
Mm, Yeah. My only thing is with this show, and I know a lot of people are not enjoying this season, and I'm always excited for Potomac to come back, but I'm not really enjoying it either. The
Hmm.
only reason why I rated it high was because of the previews for next week.
Hmm.
I thought what Mia said to Wendy was funny, and I was doing something, I almost spit something out of my mouth. I couldn't believe she said that. But I'm disappointed with these producers. I don't know if they're white producers, black producers,
Both.
but one thing you don't, in my opinion, is pit two Nigerian women against each other. They're from the same tribe. Why would you do that? And
Hmm.
I understand that maybe Nneka could have used Wendy's name to get on the show, but I don't think it's right. I don't think it should be done because it's like, for me, it's like going back in history.
Hmm.
And I don't think it should be done. And it's just like when they were trying to pit the dark skinned women against the light skinned women. Uh, it needs to stop, come to an end somewhere because it's not right. And I don't believe it's doing the African Americans any favors, and they're
Okay.
going against each other. And when they should be standing and supporting each other, I get, the small shades and all that, but I just don't like what they're doing with this show.
Yeah.
And that's all I had, Kempire, for today.
Thank you, Sharon. I hope you feel better.
Oh, thank you. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye. All right. We're going to get to some more calls. But before we do, let me say thank you because we had quite a few super chats. Peaches, thank you so much for the super chat. Peaches says, wait, wait, name something. Wait. Oh, wait, name a Kagan doesn't know her age. How, you mean Nneka? Doesn't know her age. How she know Wendy? Come on, Peaches. Peaches, I had to really reread everything that you wrote on that thing. Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, speaking of Giselle, remember when she spread the rumor about Monique and the trainer also questioned their child's paternity? Giz is dangerous. I think we knew back then. I think that's when we first knew how dangerous Giselle was. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. Deborah says, I never thought RHOP could get any worse than the reunion. I'm really disappointed with the season, and it just started. I've been seeing this a lot. Replay crew, be sure to let us know how you feel about the season and how you would rate this week's episode and your thoughts on everything that I've said, what you saw, and what the callers are saying. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, fire Kevin Costner, aka Robyn the bodyguard. Oh, y'all are a mess. Candace, thank you so much for the super chat. Candace says, my hubby said I was weird to send you a Christmas card. A card is coming to your P.O. box. Why is that weird? I have a P.O. box for that reason. You know how much money I pay a year for a P.O. box? And I love Christmas. Which reminds me, I need to go check the P.O. box. Yes, send me Christmas cards. I love a Christmas card. You know, my friend does not like Christmas cards. She'll be strong. I love a Christmas card. Naj, thank you so much for the super chat. Naj says Wendy was not shocked when her mom's shrine was mentioned and was speechless. You noticed that too? Come on. Stop it, y'all. Come on now. And look, we should also keep in mind, just because someone says something doesn't mean that they actually are doing that. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. I curse the day that you were born. No, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Anyways. All right, let's get to the rest of these callers so I can get out of here. I have to recap in another hour. All right, Aisha's backstage. We're going to bring her up. Please, again, guys, respect the timer so that we can get through everyone. Aisha, what's going on?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So I have the same comments as many people. I don't even want to get into the whole like witchcraft thing because I think everyone just has the same sentiment on it. But that scene of Ashley, Mia, Giselle going shopping, I'm like, everyone with the bad fashions is going shopping together. How interesting. And then I saw on Twitter that Giselle and Ashley have a brand of like workout clothing. I'm like, okay, one can't dress and one can't finish their house properly. So good luck with that business venture as well. Every Hue Beauty hashtag. Okay. And then I was going to say with Ashley, she has this smirk on her face every time she's in the confessional, just kind of, you know, telling people about her devious ways. And like, I've come to a conclusion that her and Michael actually deserve each other, to be honest. They're not very different from one another. So I kind of understand why they work and how they have their arrangement, because it's an arrangement. Let's just be honest with that. And yeah, I'm not keen on being tuned in for the rest of the season, but I will be watching your reviews, and I will watch next week because I do want to see Robyn on the curb crying. So I'll be for sure.
Thanks, Aisha. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Y'all are funny. Damn, that was a read. Born to Win's backstage. We're going to bring Born to Win up next. What's going on, Born to Win? You're muted, Born to Win. Are you there? Born to Win. Testing, testing. Sorry, Born to Win. We're going to have to drop you. We'll come back, though. Daff is backstage. We're going to bring Daff up. What's going on, Daff?
Hello there. Hope all is well.
It is. How are you?
I am well, thank you. So I will just quickly share. I gave the episode a 7.5 because Karen just had me in stitches this episode. And I just wanted to comment on something that was a trigger for me, but I'm giving the doctor grace. So Nneka's doctor, I'm trying to remember this is an edited show. So the entire visit was probably edited because there's a GYN visit is like not that quick. And it was a trigger for me because just recently had a conversation with a family member who is dealing with an issue, and she was referred to another Black specialist, a Black doctor, male doctor in New York. And instead of really taking the time to talk to her, it was like, okay, here, you're going to have this position. You'll come see me 2 weeks after your oh my gosh, your procedure. Mm-hmm. So it's just women just really be an advocate for yourself. I want to give this doctor grace. And he may have just been joking around a little bit because here was another male doctor in the room and maybe trying to lighten the mood with her because she was tense. So I was just looking at that. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dav. Take care. And look, and this is what we enjoy about the callers and talking about these shows is that, okay, you have one perception, I have one perception. We shall see. We will talk more about that when we talk about Married to Medicine, because that's one of the things that they constantly are talking about, how Black people, Black women specifically, are treated very differently when they go into the doctor's office and how that affects their health. So I think that is an important conversation to have. Ashley's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Ashley?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. It's been a minute. Let me hurry up. So I just want to say that Nneka has the qualities to be a great housewife, but there's something about her that makes me feel that something in the milk ain't clean, and she's just not vibing. I don't get it. And I do believe that Wendy does know her, but she doesn't know her, And I also agree with the fact of like, Lebe seems like a user because all of them text messages seem like, "Girl, can you do this? Can you do that?" Like begging and pleading. I'm like, "Damn, ooh, calm down. Like it's okay. Like calm down." And also, Giselle is just disgusting. Like I really can't. Like this whole, it's only what been 4 6 episodes, and I'm just, as my girl Nene Lee says, I'm just tired. I'm just very very tired. Like I only saw 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I gotta turn the channel. I was like, I can't wait for Married to Medicine to come on. Giselle is disgusting and dangerous. Not only has she gone over after Monique and her family, she's done it to Wendy, she's done it to Candace, and now for her to say that Chris did that and completely changed the subject or the matter of how she did it in the beginning is awful.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Love you though.
Thanks, Ashley. Take care. All right, we have Wendy backstage. We're going to bring up Wendy next. We got a lot of people backstage. Shout out to our members. I know the general audience, you want me to drop the call-in link. Maybe next week we'll do that. However, we have such a long line. Shout out to all the members. All right, members. Better use your membership. Wendy, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me first?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta be quick because I gotta call clients. But this is what I think is in my head. Nneka wanted to be on the show, so she contacted either Ashley or Giselle and got some dirt on Wendy. And so they went to the producers and said, "We need this woman on the show because she's going to cause problem for Wendy, which is going to also derail the colorism. That it's not just the light skin against the dark skins; it's two dark skinned people are going against one another." And that's what I think. And I love you, and y'all have a great day.
You
Bye.
too, Wendy. Take care. Not Dr. Wendy, but our Wendy. All right. Alex, you better make it quick because you already called in.
All right. I'm sorry. As Quad would say, the people were telling me to come up. You know, the people were telling me that I needed more time because I had to unload all that I had to say. Anyway.
You're getting a minute.
Listen, Dr. Wendy, you need to listen to me. Someone clip this and send this to her. These bots and these people, even if they are real people and not just robots that are coming for you, talking about that you had to have 3 loans on your house, the talk is cheap. It is negative. It's in debt. The talk is in debt. Don't listen to them. You're an amazing, beautiful woman who has money. You don't need to listen to any of those awful people. And, you know, if you're talking about someone's children being burned in their house, that's disgusting. Seriously, get some help.
No.
Totally. And this goes for the same with New Jersey. It's sad how we tank the shows that we love to watch by our actions. Like, really? Is this what we're doing? Okay, so Robyn, Mia, I tend to believe that Mia's not lying because I cannot fathom that someone would go on TV and would lie about someone's suicide for a storyline. I can't fathom it, seriously. If you're doing that, girl, get off my show. Get off my show. Go away. Goodbye.
Bye, Alex. Get off my show. All right, Elle, my bell is backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Elle?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm so excited. I finally got through. Hi, chat, mods. Everybody's awesome. I love your show. I just want to say quickly that I think with the Wendy and Nneka storyline, it shows that they actually reached out to Wendy when the Bravo producers were talking to her. So Wendy could have had a leg up on this whole situation, but she chose not to be bothered. And then the other thing I want to say, because I do live in the DMV area, that doctor, that surgeon is hard to get in with. I even tried to get in with him for something else that had to do with like my eyes, but he stays booked up. So if you need to use a name to get with him, I understand, because we're DC. We're not Miami. We're not LA. We don't have all of these fabulous plastic surgeons. So I just want to let people know it's a busy doctor, and I could understand why.
The doctor that did the Dr. Wendy's a BBL.
Yes, that plastic surgeon.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I tried to, not for that, of course, but
it's okay if you wanted a BBL, Elle.
No, but I couldn't even get in with him for something else. And I thought, oh, this is totally something different. I'll be able to get it's a smaller surgery. No, he stays booked up.
So okay, so you're defending Lebe.
Yes, if you had to, I understand.
I hear you. I hear you. Thank you, Al, for calling in. I mean, I get it. Look, I get it. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're gonna bring her up next. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
What up, though? What up, though? Hey, Kempire. It's
Hey,
great to have you back on the air.
thank you. What's going on?
It's great. It's Victory Monday. My Lions won yesterday. My Michigan won the Big Ten. They're going to the Rose Bowl to play against Alabama, which I got people there, so it's gonna be either gonna be invited to Christmas or I'm not. Like, okay.
Okay, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Nneka downfall was being introduced by my precious. She was tainted from the beginning. And instead of going by, you're a fan of the show. So you prove that when you reference the baby christening and all that great stuff. So you've been watching the show. So instead of coming in with your own mind, you let it be tainted by my precious. Okay. And you didn't try to clear it up. Saying my bag, Wendy, like Wendy said, you could have called me. If you had a problem with me, you could have called me. You got my number. I gave you my number. And then you're trying to run this narrative like that you in the right and Wendy's mother is in the wrong. Baby, I've been a part of prayer circles for the longest. And when somebody is against your child or whatsoever, it could be, I need prayer for strength. You're going to pray for strength. So that narrative with that witch and that shrine and stuff like that, that'd be the area where I pray at. It's not a shrine. It's the area where I pray.
Okay. All right, Miss Bernice, thank you for calling in.
I'm just not getting on my nerves because they're bringing them. December is my birthday month, and they take my month. I don't appreciate that.
Well, hopefully it'll get better. Happy early birthday.
I hope so.
Happy early
birthday. Thank you so much, sir.
Take care.
I will be back at 5:30.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Married to medicine.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right. We got Future MD backstage. We got Judgy Justice. Born Twin is saying devices not connected. You might have to drop out and call again. And Kari's backstage. Kari will be the last because we got to go. Because I do have another live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. Shout out to our Kings Guards for holding us down. Shout out to our channel members to become a member of the channel. Head on over to teamkempire.com/join. Thank you so much for the all of the super chats, the Venmos, the Cash Apps, any way that you guys are able to support. You can also support by getting you a little something at Coldest. Don't forget the discount code is Kempire10 for 10% off of your order. More information will be available in the description of this video. Let me take a sip. Okay, this is funny. You guys coming up with the discount codes for Dr. Wendy and the BBL. BI says, use Holy Ghost Fire for 30% off your next BBL. Our chat is a mess, but I appreciate it. You guys make these recaps and this episode a lot more fun than it actually was. All right, Future MD, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Good. First, I just wanted to say thank you so much to whoever gifted me a membership. I'm a student, so I really appreciate it. So whoever did that,
that was me.
Thank you. That was you. Thank you, Kempire. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. And the next thing was, in funny story, my friend lives in the DMV area, and her mom actually grew up with Wendy's mom. Like they were from like the same village, and they were like within like the same friend group up until the time that Wendy's mom separated from her husband. And she apparently does have a serious history of just being known just for some very crazy behavior. So when I asked my friend like if she thought it was possible that Wendy's mom could have potentially, maybe done some things, she was like, yeah, like because Wendy's mom is apparently known for just being very you know, just I don't want to say crazy, but from the stories that I've heard, Wendy's mom has just kind of been known apparently to just do things or say things. So, yeah, just wanted to share that.
Allegedly. Okay,
Allegedly.
future MD.
Allegedly.
Get back to studying. Goodbye.
I know.
Bye. All right. Look, again, a reminder: the thoughts and opinions of the callers do not represent the thoughts and opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, or YouTube or Google. Okay. All right. Judgy Justice is backstage. What's going on, Judgy Justice?
Hey, happy to be here. It's been a while. Dang, stupid phone.
Are you at work?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute that. Anywho, so I'll make this quick.
Okay.
So my thing is like first of all with the holy fire thing, the holy fire thing is that used to be a thing about like Moses and like when it comes to the burning bush and it's not on fire, and it speaks to him and he says I am what I am who I am. So that's kind of speaks back to that. So like for me, I grew up in the church. I used to be a Seventh-day Adventist, and like you used to say those types of things to kind of talk about the spirit and like how it moves you and how it encourages you and how it's in you in a sense. Secondly, I don't agree with like Wendy being just like every time she's just getting like attacked. I just feel like it just feels disingenuous for you guys to go to a store and be like, yeah, this girl we just met 3 hours ago. I believe her over Wendy, who I've been filming for the last 3-4 seasons. It just seems a little ridiculous. And then sorry, I know I'm going over and I want to see you at Married to Medicine. My last part is Wendy, I just need you to stand up, stand on business. Don't let them keep dropping you low. Stand on business. Address it, move on. Don't talk about this anymore. If I see it next episode, I swear I'm gonna turn off the TV. Bye.
Thanks, Judge Justice. Bye. All right. Let me try Born to Win because Born to Win has been trying. Born to Win, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes. What's going on?
Okay. Hey, so first of all, I miss you, so thank you for doing this. And okay, I'm from West Africa, so I'm from Liberia. Of course, I'm not Nigerian, but they are also West Africans. So it's sad to see two West African women being put on the show, as everyone's been saying, to kind of go against one another. I think with Nneka, and that's how her name is pronounced, not Nneka, it's Nneka.
Nneka.
But yeah, so Nneka, she know what she's doing by putting this narrative out there about Wendy's mom being in voodoo and juju is what we call it, like medicine, because that's already a negative, outlook on the Africans and especially within Nigerian culture. And I hope I'm not offending anyone in Nigeria because Liberia, we also do have that going on there too. But I'm just saying that it's in poor taste that she thinks that this is the way to come onto the show, whether she knows Wendy or not. We, as Africans, West Africans, we party with the same people. Our friends are friends of people that we don't know. So it's very common that she and Wendy may have been in a couple of rooms together without knowing because they may have mutual people. So that's common within our culture. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Born to Win, for calling in and sharing that.
Yeah, have a good day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye. All right. And definitely last but definitely not least, we're going to bring up Kari. Not Kari Entertainment. Kari, what's going on?
Yes, because while you've been jet setting, trend setting, and making us all miss you, I had to start uploading my own reviews because where have you been?
Sorry. But I'm glad that you're doing that for yourself. Okay.
You just
What are
been
your
out
thoughts?
here having fun without us. We missed you, Kempire, just like so much, immensely so.
Thank you.
For real. I missed you.
Thank you.
But so I have to say this before I get off on my tangent because I know I'm gonna forget it. It is not surprising to me that Giselle did not know what holy fire meant because her leader of the church was leading his Holy Spirit into other women's wombs. So it's very clear that she wasn't getting the teachings that she should have been. Okay, now moving on. At first, I was just wondering, why do we care whether or not Wendy knows this lady? Like, why is this such a big deal? I want to know why Ashley ain't divorced yet. I want to know why Giselle is paying somebody's son to be her boyfriend. I want to know what is happening with Robyn and Juan. That's what I want to know. I don't care if Wendy knows this other grown woman, but since y'all are shoving it in my face, this is my headcanon, right? My headcanon is Wendy obviously knows her. They know each other. And Wendy didn't want her on the show, not because she's another Nigerian woman, but because they clearly have issues with each other. Because their families clearly have issue with each other. And after last season, she was like, girl, no. No, I don't. Y'all bringing her on the show, and she's allowing herself to be used. They are not just using her. She's a clout chasing fool. Thank you. I'll see you at 5:30.
Y'all are hilarious. Kari always makes me laugh. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We already have, almost 2,000 of you still watching. Thank you. We've been live for 2 hours. But I appreciate you all taking time out of your day to be here and listen to us talk and kiki about an episode we didn't think that was that great. But let me read these last couple of super chats, and then we're going to get out of here because, as Kari just reminded all of you, we will be live again at 5:30, which reminds me, hold on, let me just do this because, look, it's just me. Can't wait to get a producer. Let me do this. There we go. Save. There we go. All right. Let me just say this. AC, thank you so much for the super chat. AC says, I like Wendy. She was triggered though, and wrong to say what she said about Nneka doing in LA. Much love, Kay, for all your videos during the holidays. Thank you so much, AC. I appreciate that. Joe, what is Joe saying? Joe says, people need to stop shading Wendy's mom. That ain't right. People should know that her beliefs are just as legit as Mary Cosby's. If you don't know Joe, Joe likes to throw it in shade with like a serious comment. But thank you for the super chat, Joe. Eugenie, thank you so much for the super chat. Eugenie says, Giselle has 3 darker skinned daughters. If she's perpetuating colorism, she should be ashamed. Well, that was one of the arguments that people said last season. There's like, can you imagine the microaggressions that she doesn't even realize that she's doing? Anyways, that's a whole other conversation. We're not going to even go there at this point. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Shout out to our members of the channel. Congratulations to our new members. That was part of our 12 days of giveaways here on the channel for the holidays. If you didn't know, I love Christmas, a pagan holiday. Yep. Y'all think I'm evil because I like to talk about astrology, so it's going to be strong. People, look, my people get it. My people get it. They know my true heart. They know I'm not conjuring up shrines and things like that. All right. I will see you guys at 5:30. Thank you to everyone that called in. Happy birthday to our King's Guard, Foxy. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our members. Thank you to our subscribers. You guys are important too. I understand not everyone can afford a membership, but you never know, you might win one. Just saying. So I will see you guys next. Well, I'll see you next for Married to Medicine. Let's talk about it. All right. All right. Alex says, I missed your super chat. No, I didn't. Hold on. It didn't come up, Alex. Hold on. It did not come up. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, Alex, because it's not coming up on my end that you sent a super chat. See, it doesn't. I'm sorry, Alex. It might be a glitch. It might be a glitch. I apologize, but thank you for the super chat. We appreciate your monthly support as well as a member of the channel. For some reason, it didn't come up on my end. Sorry. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, you can hear the audio version of our recaps on the Kempire Radio podcast. So be sure to subscribe and be sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thanks for being here, and thank you all for watching. I will see you all later. Let's get out of here with some music. As always, what do I want to play? It's the holidays, so I want to play something good.